Celia and myself were project partners, and we both work for Sacramento County Child Protective Services in emergency response. We investigate allegations of child abuse and neglect, and that sometimes it includes children who are exploited, commercially sexually exploited. So our project is coming up with, we made an assessment index to use in the field to assess children for commercial sexual exploitation.
Yes, and in the current tool that CPS has used, it is usually for more of the long-term cases. And as emergency response workers, we only see the children and the families for maybe 1 to 2 visits, depending on the severity of the allegation. And so the index was more towards trying to get a, trying to assess for that, for all those safety concerns at the very, very start of the investigation.
Exactly. And in doing so, we reviewed the literature when it comes to risk factors for exploitation of children. And then we also used our own knowledge, what we know about risk factors for children and what some of the issues may be for children who are at risk of exploitation or who are actively being exploited. Mental health issues is one of those. And so in our assessment index, we have a domain just for mental health issues, for example, because a lot of the youth that we work with may have depression, PTSD, anxiety, self-harm or suicidal ideation, partly as a result of their exploitation.
Yes, and we tried to utilize, because we also have a specialized CSAC workers that just specifically work with these youth. So within our research, we surveyed our emergency response workers, but then we also did a group discussion with our CSAC workers to better highlight what they thought.
It's been a very interesting opportunity for us as a worker and as students at the same time. I don't think that you get this opportunity very often in the real world, if you will, to use what you have, what the knowledge that you already have, and to use the knowledge that you're gaining as you're going through the program at Sac State, and to combine those two. I think that without this, the MSW program, and also without the help of our advisor, Dr. Francis Ewan, we wouldn't have been able to, partly for time-wise, but also because we're learning so much as we go, I don't think we would have been able to complete this project on the outside, if you will. I think that the reason why we were successful is because of the collaboration between Sacramento County CPS and Sac State, and that coming together as it did.
And that truly is, there was such a great collaboration. There was so much support and help on both sides. And, the other thing, I think that I took away from this was, you really have to critically think about a research project, and you really have to go through the literature, and you really have to do that. So I would say I've got a much better understanding of critical thinking and critical research and statistics. And I can't thank Dr. Ewan enough for that, because he really, he helped us in so many areas. And so did the, so did our administration at CPS. All the people that helped us was just wonderful. So it really helped us work with all these different collaborative resources.
It's always a struggle to get a big enough sample size. We have quite a few social workers, but everyone is incredibly busy. There's a lot going on. We're asking for people to take time out of their day to help us out and to do complete a survey for us. And so I think getting a big enough sample size is one of the challenges. We kindly asked colleagues to please take a few minutes to complete our survey. And I think overcoming the challenges in one way was making it not too long. So ours was about 15 minutes, which I think if it was any longer, it probably people may not have completed it. So I think thinking about how much you ask of someone when you want them to assist you with your research project is important. So if you're doing a survey, maybe keep it as short as possible and as easy to access as possible.
And one of the challenges that I came to is the IRB, the Internal Review Board, because when we decided to work with CPS and with Sac State and kind of work with both, CPS has its own internal review board. So we basically had to go through two. And they each have their own interview process and their own, and what they can do and what changes that they want to make. So if you do decide to do a collaborative research with two different agencies, it might be good just to research both and make sure that what their rules are around, using their data and their colleagues and all that. I think, for me, this was kind of Hennie's idea, and I'm so glad that I decided to do it together with her, because I think I learned the most from this. I learned the most about the research, how to research things, how to write things correctly, how to go through different collaborative boards together. I just think it gives you that overall experience, especially if you're looking at getting a master's, kind of what's expected.
I was a previous student at Sac State. I have a BA and MA in sociology. And so I graduated back in 2012. And at that time, I wasn't as busy as I am now, but I also didn't really engage with any clubs, any organizations. I didn't do any like extracurricular things outside of my classes. And so I would highly recommend to other students is to get involved with your community, your organizations on campus, um, you know, have contact with other people as well, and really kind of try things out. It's a lesson learned, even if you feel like it doesn't fit you. So just kind of go out there and spread your wings and try different things. And I was thinking back to it, I was kind of upset with myself for not doing more campus activities when I was a previous student, because I think you gain so much from it, and you learn a lot and you meet a lot of new people, which is always nice.
With our collaboration, we did meet so many people that were so helpful, from the heads of CPS to the IRB boards to our thesis advisors to our field liaisons. Everyone was there trying to help us and encourage us. And it's a really good way to network, because then these people, they know who you are, and there could be opportunities in the future.